And we're back. So, Tazim, I'm curious, when you decide to step away from formal employment and then you attempt to monetize the spiritual path with all of these workshops and talks, and how does it look like in the beginning? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't see the route to that. There's a lot more of us would be quitting our jobs to become speakers if we could see how to finance. So, what was your strategy at that point in time? Or did you just let the universe sort of guide you?
So I'm not a very strategic person.
Okay.
The way I operate is I make a decision
Hmm.
or I think about something
Yeah.
and then I translate it or make it tangible,
Hmm.
right? I teach
Yeah.
and and offer sessions on how to set objectives and goals. I don't do it for myself.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, I don't do it for myself because really I think I've worked on the basis that it will happen. Whatever's supposed to happen for me will happen.
Hmm.
That faith and trust. And there have been various points in my life where it's gone
Hmm.
and I felt completely alone, completely legless,
Hmm.
completely stuck. And I don't allow myself to stay stuck
Right.
because then I say, no, no, I've got to look at what is the solution. And it's really important for people to understand something. This is not my story. This is every single human being's story.
Hmm.
Mine is based on my experiences. However, every single human being goes through this. And because every single human being goes through it, through this, it just may look very different because it's a different narrative, but it's we all go through ups and downs in life,
Hmm.
right? So, are you able to deal with change?
Right. Yeah.
Are you able to deal with what life throws at you?
Hmm.
And are you able to recognize, identify, first examine, identify, and recognize what aspects of you are moving parts
Hmm.
that you can take to different places? And this is how my life has kept unfolding.
Right.
The moving parts can move.
Hmm.
And those moving parts are the flexibility or the transferable skills, the openness,
Hmm.
the um, trust and
Uh-huh.
faith.
Uh-huh.
And that's what has guided me. Plus, I've always been a great networker, except
Yes.
for in the last decade, I've gone more inwards.
Hmm.
I haven't wanted as much external stimulation, wanting to go out, wanting to, you know, I was never, I mean, I enjoyed going out and I enjoyed partying every so often, but I wasn't a party animal.
Right.
And it wasn't, that wasn't a big one for me. When it did happen, it was great, but it's not something I miss at all.
Hmm.
And socializing and all of that. And so when COVID happened, I
Ah.
had no issues at all,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I have gone more inwards, and going more inwards is also part of the fact that, while I was in Canada, I did my advanced transcendental meditation course,
Right.
which extended my meditation from 20 minutes in the morning and 20 minutes in the evening to an hour and a half in the morning and an hour and a half in the evening.
Wow. Wow. How do you focus for an hour and a half?
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Meditation is not about focusing.
Yeah.
There are other meditations where you have to focus.
Yeah.
But with this one, you don't focus.
Hmm.
It's the most effortless, effective technique because you allow whatever shows up to
Hmm.
come,
Hmm.
and then you're given mantras and sutras
Hmm.
that you
Right.
repeat in your head.
Okay. Okay. Hmm.
So for me, I think it's very important that people consider, excuse me, that we are temporary on this planet.
Yes.
Not only is everything temporary, so are we.
Yeah.
We have a sale by date. We have an expiry date,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and we have all these pegs.
Yes.
And so, where I am, and the last decade, I know that this is the last phase of my life.
Mm-hmm.
So, do I want to carry all the baggage and what have you of my entire life?
Mm-hmm.
And depending on people's belief systems, for me, reincarnation is real.
Okay.
And if I'm supposed to come back, do I want to take it to the next life? So my work has been to clear a lot of this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and also really work on whatever's in the bag to clear it, because if we're born little babies, not if, when we're born little babies, innocent, and then you look at this whole lifespan, how much you've collected, how many, if you had to measure it in kilos, how many tons would that be?
True.
And
It's
it's
a
really
lot.
not worth taking,
Yeah.
dying with it.
Yeah.
So whatever can be resolved, resolve,
Mm-hmm.
and and then figure out what's going to happen next.
Okay. So now we have a vastly different Tazim from the one who started life way back at the age of 17 and a half,
Mm.
right?
Mhm.
What are the key things that you think life has taught you and brought you to this point?
Mm. So in my 20s and 30s, I thought I was so smart,
Yeah.
so clever,
Mm-hmm.
that I knew a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then my 40s, I thought, oh, I know even more now.
Yeah.
And my 50s, oh my goodness,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And I've reached the point now, is like, I don't know nothing.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know nothing from my little tiny
Mm-hmm.
um, lens,
Mm-hmm.
one little speck of a lens.
Yeah.
I have my experiences. I have this life. And even as I talk about it, it doesn't feel like my life. It feels like me talking about the experience I've observed
Mm-hmm.
in my life. Is that it's really important to stay open, to stay connected to the self,
Mm-hmm.
because life will come and smack you.
Yeah.
Life will come and surprise you. Life will shock you.
Mm-hmm.
There will be ups and downs. Money is necessary,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't live life just running after money,
Mm-hmm.
because even that will come and teach you. The most important thing is to operate on the basis that you have put meaning into your life.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do purpose. For me, it's meaning.
Okay.
That there is meaning in your life with how you live, what you do, and how you impact
Mm-hmm.
yourself and others.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is the most important.
Okay.
And that one considers that growth and expansion is part of life,
Mm-hmm.
and not to be narrow minded and to think that learning ends at some point. It never does.
Okay.
It's always happening
Yeah.
in all areas. My kids are my
Mm-hmm.
biggest teachers. And sometimes it's annoying and it's upsetting and it's
Yeah.
all of that, but they're my biggest teachers,
Yeah.
apart from every single human being that I encounter.
Mm-hmm.
Every single person comes as a teacher or a student to learn. This is how we play out our roles.
Yes.
And so uh, having a little bit of humility is good, not too much. Having integrity is important. Perfectionists are going to die a very hard death, so don't be a perfectionist.
Right.
It's really debilitating. Um, accepting your mistakes as learning lessons,
Uh-huh.
accepting that there is no way any mother or father is perfect or has got it right,
Mm-hmm.
or that there is any child that gets it right.
Mm-hmm.
This is the story of our lives,
Yeah.
that we are constantly changing, shifting,
Yeah.
reshaping, reframing, reworking.
Mm-hmm.
This is it.
Mm-hmm.
And take time to take a break.
Right.
Take time to take a break because there are no guarantees in this life.
Mm-hmm.
And build relationships, build good relationships, because one of my biggest supports have been the amazing friendships I have.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, recently I went through a major op, and I completely fell apart.
Right.
Completely fell apart on the basis that I was scared out of my mind. I didn't know, and being able to say it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, people think, oh, she's a therapist. She mustn't be like this. That's not true. If I don't go and speak about my experiences,
Yeah.
that I went through this, I have felt it, so I will understand you,
Yeah.
right? I completely fell apart.
Okay.
And I went out to this group of close friends, all in different countries, and said, I feel very alone, very fearful, and I don't know how this is going to go, and I need support at the moment.
Uh-huh.
And I had amazing support. People
Wow.
were shocked, of course.
Was this your first time being vulnerable?
Yes.
Okay.
This vulnerable,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Okay.
To admit it,
Okay. Okay.
yes.
All right. So I sounds like, because you can relate to so many of us, right? And I'm sure a lot of us are wondering how we can benefit from your wisdom. Are you taking therapy patients on right now?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I'm
All
taking
right.
clients for therapy, which is a combination of talk, hypno, and regression therapy.
Okay.
I am talking to people about leadership,
Yes.
coaching. I'm also, you know, getting rebooting my life
Yes.
because having gone through this huge experience,
Hmm.
I didn't ever think it would impact me like this.
Yes.
I had no idea it was the unknown. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
Be ready for the unknown
Absolutely.
because we don't know what life has in store for us.
This is true.
We don't know whether, we have no idea.
Yeah. Hmm.
And so that's also made me more human,
Hmm.
allowing this vulnerability and this and talking about it and saying that this is life.
Yes.
So yes, I am taking clients. I get booked in advance
Okay.
because I meditate 3 hours a day. So,
Yes.
and I don't want to work like a donkey anymore. I've done that.
Yeah.
I've done that over the years. So I choose my hours of work. I choose my lifestyle. I choose uh, how many clients I see. And that's why I get booked 2 months in advance. And it's a process. I don't do fixes. I don't do a band aid. I don't do superficial healing. My stuff, the process is very deep. Client has to be fully committed, or I don't take them
Okay.
because they have to come because they want to heal.
Right.
And they have to be ready with and to commit to the time, resources, working through, acknowledging, accepting.
Hmm.
And like I said, everybody needs therapy.
True.
So, and there are wonderful therapists in this town as well. Sometimes, if I can't, I have a network of therapists that I refer to,
Okay.
which I did for the months I wasn't working,
Hmm.
uh, op,
After
post
the
op.
post, yeah, after the surgery.
So I have a network of therapists I work with
Okay.
and psychologists as well.
Okay. Yeah.
So yes, thank you. I
Okay. Excellent. And you also have an email newsletter.
Yes, I
Okay.
do. It's a very short snippet
Mm-hmm.
every Sunday that I send out to everybody on my mailing list,
Uh-huh.
and they're just years ago I used to write um, for the Nation,
Yes.
and it used to be a little column called Just a Thought,
Yes.
and literally that's what it is, just a thought
Mm-hmm.
on a Sunday
Mm-hmm.
that makes you consider a
Mm-hmm.
different way of perceiving life.
Okay, excellent. So, for those of you who would like to benefit from Tazim's wisdom, please feel free to use the handles that you see in front of you and the email address as well. Get on her mailing list and get your Sunday wisdom in every week. Now, I just want to say thank you so much for sharing your fascinating, absorbing story with us. It's touched me somewhere deep. And I think it's also taught me a lot of things about my own life because I think we all have a little bit of your experience in our own journeys because it's the human journey, isn't it? You know? All right. So thank you for taking the time to take us through this.
Thank you, you are
Yeah.
amazing,
No.
and
Thank you.
you've concluded that really well. You've summarized it really well.
Yeah.
That we're all reflections of each other.
Yes.
Ultimately,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
know, there
Mm-hmm.
isn't anybody more superior or more inferior.
Mm-hmm.
We're all human. We're all the same,
Exactly. Right.
regardless of
Yeah.
race, tribe, religion, all of these. This is what we have created as humanity to cause a lot of division. But ultimately, we're the same.
Exactly. This is true. Right.
Yes.
So
Thank you.
no worries. It was wonderful having you, and I will encourage you to keep it locked. Remember to subscribe, sorry, so that we catch up next week for another one just like this one.